Hey everybody, Invisiblekatana here doing an overly comprehensive review of French Toast Crunch and Apple Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Have not had these cereals before, and I went to the store, figured why not get them, check them out. Apple Cinnamon, I like Apple Cinnamon based stuff, that's why I got that. French Toast Crunch, I actually got because it's so insanely popular that it came back from being a canceled cereal, which was canceled like a super long time ago, and I don't think I ever had it. My girlfriend was kind of making me feel crazy, like, because I never had it when it was out the first time. But I was like, you know what, I gotta give it a shot. And then I saw Apple Cinnamon. I was like, I didn't know that existed, so I went to get that. Just for the sake of this video, because my camera's weird. Don't know how well the autofocus is gonna work, so that's what I'm working with right now, because obviously I can't do manual because I got like a bunch of different stuff on the table here, and plus myself. So if things are out of focus, mostly me, that's why, because my camera's weird and it won't focus on my face, it will focus on the cereal here. But I'm gonna do a couple of different steps here. Naturally, the first step is just going to be smelling the cereal, which I already have set up. So we got French Toast Crunch here, Apple Cinnamon Toast Crunch right here in my identical nerd bowls. I actually got both of these from Loot Crate. I don't know why, but I feel like people that watch this are for some reason going to know what Loot Crate is. But yeah, first test is smelling the cereal. Smells like cereal. I mean, there's nothing to that. Now that's super strong. You can actually smell it. I gotta wait for that. You can definitely smell the apple in this one with it being French toast. I can smell it, but it just smells like sweet cereal. Like, I'm sure it'll taste different because it's French toast cereal, but as far as the smell, it legitimately just smells like sweetened cereal. So like any cereal that smells sweet and it's just like normal cereal, they always do smell the same, which is kind of funny. So that definitely smells the same. This, however, is just, you know, like coated with apple cinnamon, so it definitely smells really strong. So there's that. So there's not going to be like a clear winner or anything. I'm legitimately just doing this because I've never had the cereal. So it's like, why not make a dumb video? Took me a minute because typically I wake up, I'm so hungry. I'm like, I can't wait. Like, this is the first thing that I'm going to eat today. So I was like, that's kind of how I wanted to do the video. So as far as smell goes, definitely say I do like apple cinnamon smell a lot better. But like I said, this isn't really like a competition thing. I just like the smell better. That happens to be it. As far as visuals, they do actually look the same, which I wasn't expecting. This, of course, looks like French toast. I don't know how well that's actually going to zoom in. But little French toast, little bits of bread. And then apple cinnamon actually looks very similar. It's exactly the same, actually. It is like little bits of bread, which I was curious how that was going to look because, of course, plain cinnamon toast crunch is just the squares. This I knew looked like French toast, and I was like, well, what does this look like exactly? And yeah, it is on the front there that it just looks like the French toast. Obviously, I didn't look at it because I just picked up the cereal. I just saw, you know, words and stuff, and I was like, that might taste good. So they do look the same, which is interesting. Of course, going into the first part of the taste test, that has to go to dry tasting. So that is going to be step number 2, the dry taste. And we'll start with French toast because I have to assume that this will be a lighter flavor than apples and cinnamon because it's just coated like that. So that's really freaking good. I see why this came back. And that's really good too. It's actually super strong. You can really taste like the apple on that. So that's actually really good. I like that. This kind of, feel like I'm doing like a wine tasting. I gotta stop. Yeah, that reminds me of another cereal that I have had before, but I can't remember what it is. But it does remind me of another cereal. And I'm trying to eat it to get my memories back. That's why I keep taking little bits and pieces. But I can't really smell anything on it. It's something, there's another cereal that does taste a lot like almost exactly like French Toast Crunch. I just don't know what it is. It's been forever. I tend to stick to like the same couple of cereals. Plus, cereal is way more expensive than I think it's really worth, so I always buy like the super cheap knockoff stuff, like, you know, cinnamon square thingies. So that's typically what I end up buying, like that sort of stuff. But both definitely taste really good. Of course, you go from the dry taste test, you got to go to the natural progression of that, which is getting some milk. I already got the milk set up right here. I already got my spoon, of course. We'll start with French toast, and then we'll go to apples and cinnamon. So do this up. This is actually like the perfect amount of cereal for me because I always eat 2 bowls. I might as well. No, I'll keep it the same. That way, they'll still be they'll be crunchy for both. As far as like the slightly soggy stuff, I don't think that'll really matter. Like, even though this is my stupidly comprehensive review of cereal. But yeah, for French Toast Crunch, apparently this is my buddy's, like, this is his favorite cereal. My girlfriend had to like get the cereal first before he opened the cabinet to see that we had French Toast Crunch, because this is the first time I've opened either of these boxes, because I was, like I said, waiting to actually do this as like the first thing that I even tasted during the day. So I've kind of been hiding it for a little bit every time he came over to hang out, because I didn't want him eating, my cereal, because that's all I got. And I'll probably, well, I don't know. They both taste good dry, so we'll see, because I probably will end up buying them again, at least on sale. I don't know. I'm cheap when it comes to my cereal, which is why I buy, Cinnamon Toast Square things. And, Colossal Crunch. Definitely not in any way related to Captain Crunch. Although it tastes exactly the same, I will say that. If you happen to shop at Kroger, it tastes the same. Yeah, that's really good. Man, I'm starting to lose it, because all I keep thinking is, this definitely tastes like another cereal. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't French Toast Crunch. I'm pretty sure I didn't have it when it initially came out. So I feel like there's another cereal that I'm thinking of. I just can't put my finger on it. But I know this tastes really good. So that is fine by me. So, French Toast Crunch, definitely great. It kind of feels like some of the flavor actually went away a little bit, because it felt like it tasted a little bit stronger when I first had it, when it was dry. So that's kind of interesting. It just felt like me kind of switching them around and stuff actually took some of the flavor off. It started to get a bit more plain. So I find that fairly interesting. And they get soft pretty fast too. They're already a bit soft with me, kind of pushing them around like this. So do this, and then I'll actually hop back to the French Toast Crunch while they're a little bit softer. Let's see if that makes any sort of difference. The smell is very intense for the apple cinnamon. Like, just moving it around is like the flavor's just shooting up into the air. And I feel really weird. I feel like I'm on QVC or something. Like the smells permeate, But yeah, I wish I could remember the French Toast Crunch thing, like the cereal that it reminds me of, because there's something out there. I'm sure there are a million French toast based cereals, but I feel like it wasn't specifically a French toast cereal. It just happens to taste like that did. So that is really interesting. This is apples and cinnamon to the max, because the only other cereal I can compare it to is Apple Jacks, which is like nowhere near as strong as this. Okay. I would say the same thing happened to this that happened to that. The flavor is definitely more muted when you put the milk on it, which makes a lot of sense, especially for this one. For this, I feel like it doesn't make as much sense, but like you can see how coated, these little fake pieces of bread are, I guess. So it makes sense that it would definitely come off, when you put the milk in, especially with me doing this. I don't normally do this. This is for the review. I don't like stir my cereal up in the morning. Still really good though, but it's definitely not as strong. And I think with the cereal that I normally eat is typically like flake based stuff. So like my thing is like Fruity Pebbles, #1, Captain Crunch, not really sprinkle based. It's all like kind of packed in there. I do eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I've never done like a taste test, like a dry taste test, and then gone straight to like milk and like how does it compare and stuff. So I've never really paid any attention to that whatsoever. But typically I don't eat cereal that actually has like sprinkles and stuff on it, and that's not like I don't like that cereal. It's just never my favorite. So I get stuff like Fruity Pebbles, which does technically have like sugar on it, like all cereals do, but it's not as intense as either of these. And I can tell, and maybe it does happen with every cereal. Like I said, I've never done anything as stupid as this where I've like reviewed cereal before. So I don't know, maybe that's actually a common thing. I've never, like I said, done like a wine tasting where I'm eating a dry piece of cereal and then I get a bowl after and see how different it tastes in milk. But both do taste good. I will say I'm probably more prone to French Toast Crunch overall than apple cinnamon, and that's mostly because the apple cinnamon flavor I think is good, but it's missing. Oddly enough, I feel like, well, especially with it being like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I feel like there's not enough cinnamon, which is crazy. Like I really taste the apple, and the cinnamon is really like the afterthought, but it's so little cinnamon, it basically just tastes like apple cereal to me, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's artificially flavored apple taste. So, I almost had it. It like almost came to my mind. It's like right there. What do you taste like? That's gonna drive me crazy. It's gonna drive me crazy every time I eat this. I'm gonna be like, what is that other cereal? Because I will not remember. But that is my stupid, random, first thing of the day review. French Toast Crunch, good. Apple Cinnamon Toast Crunch, good, but not as good as far as, milk wise. Well, I guess it depends more on your preference, really. So, French Toast Crunch is definitely more of a muted flavor, I would say. Once again, I don't switch my cereal around in the morning, so I'm sure it'll taste different where you have, kind of your dry pieces on the top and your soggy pieces on the bottom. So definitely be different when you eat it that way compared to me and how I did it for this review, stirring everything around. But with that being said, I still kind of like the muted flavor because with this, even though the flavor is like really strong, like it's actually, the apple is still insanely strong. It is, like I said, muted compared to being completely dry, so every little piece is on there. The apple is still very strong. It's just that the cinnamon side of it, like I said, isn't strong enough to me. Like it doesn't really taste like, well, it definitely tastes like apple cinnamon, but, and I guess that's mostly how it's supposed to be with apple cinnamon. The apple does typically come out stronger, but it feels so strong to me that I know it just tastes like apple. So, oddly enough, I would say if you want apples and cinnamon, go Apple Jacks. I think that's actually a better balance if you're going for like an apples and cinnamon sort of flavor cereal. Still good, but I would definitely say if I had to choose between Apple Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Apple Jacks, I would go Apple Jacks because I think Apple Jacks has a better balance of the apples and cinnamon flavor. And this is definitely more apple than cinnamon, which I find super weird because the base cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so I thought it would be like the perfect, I thought it would be like better than Apple Jacks, like the perfect blend of apples and cinnamon. And that's actually not the case. It's definitely more apple. Still not bad, but I don't really see myself, if I'm in the mood for, like I said, apples and cinnamon sort of cereal, don't really see myself buying this. I'd probably just end up going and like finding some Apple Jacks because I do love Apple Jacks. French Toast Crunch, I don't really know if I'm gonna buy this too much either. I might just for the fact that it's like a mystery at this point because I can't freaking figure out what that other cereal is. But I do like it. Out of the two, I would still go with French Toast Crunch for sure. Apple Cinnamon Toast Crunch is not bad at all, but like I said, I go for Apple Jacks if you really need to get that perfect apples and cinnamon taste ratio. Apple Jacks is the way to go. Still good cereal, but not as good as Apple Jacks, and I think I like this more. It's more muted flavor, but it's still really good. It's like it's like that in between where it's like it's still really sweet, but definitely like a calming sort of sweet. It's really weird because I don't review cereal. I don't know why I did this dumb video, but that's the best I can do to describe it. It's a calming sweet. It's like right in the middle there. Definitely think both are good, but gotta go with French Toast for the win. Apple Jacks over Apple Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but if you do want stronger apple taste, definitely go for this because I can certainly tell you the apple is strong. It makes me feel healthy, which is so sad, but it does, because I'm like, I can taste all that apple. It's not healthy. But if you need that too, if you need to feel like you're doing something legitimately healthy, this will trick you a little bit. I mean, you can just look at it as, I mean, it's cereal, it's not going to be healthy. But if you need to trick yourself, then there you go. But that is my overly comprehensive review of cereal. This was dumb, but I wanted to do it because I never had either of these. So, would love to know what you guys think. If you ever had both, if you had either, we'd love to know what you think about them. If you have any weird comparisons like I do between apple cinnamon and Apple Jacks, definitely let me know. Would love to know your feelings on French Toast Crunch actually making a return. I know it's been back for a long time at this point, but it was canceled for like 10 years or something crazy like that, and people have been asking for it for such a long time that they finally brought it back. So I remember hearing that on my podcast, and that's kind of, excuse me, that's a part of why I wanted to do this. Like, this video has actually been a long time coming, which is kind of sad. But when I heard that on my podcast, that was kind of what made me want to get the cereal. And I was like, oh, well, it's an interesting thing. Like, if it's that popular, I got to try it out. So I totally get it. After having tasted it, was like, yeah, that makes sense. It tastes really good. Just can't figure out what the heck it tastes like. I don't think I've had this in the past. I don't think it was this. I had a lot of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because that's my aunt's favorite cereal. So I had that like crazy, but I don't remember French Toast Crunch. So Cinnamon Toast Crunch, a bunch of Lucky Charms, Cocoa Pebbles with my parents, mostly my dad. Just all the unhealthy stuff. It tastes like something else. Just don't know what it is. If you know what it is, you've had this, and you know it tastes like another cereal, please tell me, because it tastes just like another cereal that I've had. So you don't have to get this to get that flavor. There is another one out there. Maybe that one's been canceled now. I don't know, but there's something. But both are good, so pick them up if you want them. No, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's weird. I don't know. If you guys have any comments, please put them down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.